Good morning, students. Let's start our today's video with our previous day question that why women works in household activity are not included in accounting national income. And our second question is abbreviate FEAR, SNA, ERA and NFL. Then let me give you some hints regarding the answer of question number 1. Actually, a significant part of the contribution of a large section of society, especially women, towards the economy remains unrecognized in quantitative terms, or at best undervalued, because of the restricted definition of economic activity in national income accounting. Only market-oriented activities are considered economic. Thus, for the purpose of economic valuation, much of the household and community work that is not marketed and hence has no market value attached remains outside the national income. Our second question, abbreviation like FEAR. FEAR represents female economic activity rate. Then second is SNA, which is System of National Account. Then number third is ERA. ERA represents Equal Remuneration Act, which enacted in 1976 for payment of equal remuneration to men and women for the same work or work of a similar nature without any discrimination. And our last word is NFL. NFL highlights National Floor Label, which is a minimum wage act raised in 2009, that is November 2009, which gives per day wage, minimum per day wage to labor, that is rupees 115. Now students, we have to start our today's topic, that is human resource. Students, as the term highlights and comes again and again, that is resource. As you well aware of this term, that anything which satisfy our wants, and thus human resource means the capability or the capacity of human as a workforce in organization, industry, business sector or economy for developing something that is required for them. Or in another word, we can say that human resource describes the people who make up the workforce of an organization, industry, business sector or economy for achievement of goods and services that require by them or the demand of the time. Actually, all human beings engaged in some useful activities represent the human resource. Remember, whatever the activity that was engaged by the human beings are represent human resource. Human resources are essential to give value to all other measures or resources, and a technique is required to convert substance into resource value. Therefore, highly skilled and educated persons are most essential for the economic and social progress of the country. As it is known to you that by providing education, training, nutritious food, and health facilities, people can produce more than what is required or what is being done by illiterate and untrained people. This is about the human resource. With this topic, our second question arises from this, that how to develop human resources. Remembered, for developing human resource, we required three things. That is, education and training of the human or people, health and nutrition, food, and the last component that we required for developing human resource is housing and other civic amenities of life. As you know that countries with higher level of literacy, education, and training are able to make use of improved techniques of production much faster and can overcome problems of economic development. Skilled laborers, engineers, scientific and technical manpower is needed to construct dams, create steel plant, shipping yards, and to accelerate the process of modernization. Even trained nurses and doctors are needed to save people from disease and epidemics. To make the population an asset to the nation, a special emphasis was given during the 7th Five-Year Plan. The emphasis was on initiating following programs. That is, you can see on the video, number first is universalization of elementary education. Then, just a minute, education of the weaker section of the society, including girls, social caste and social tribes. And the number third, which comes under in 7th Five-Year Plan for making our population an asset, was qualitative importance of education, especially technical and higher education. Also, vocalization of secondary education to provide skilled personnel needed by the economy. By adopting these three measures, we can develop human resource or human into an asset which are fruitful for the nation. Now our third today's topic is, what was the role of education in human resource development? Why education is important in human resource? Or we can also show that what is the importance of education in developing human resource. Students, you must be well aware that the role of education is well recognized in the development of human resources, which are essential inputs in any social activities. It may be economic or it may be non-economic. The prime factor in human resource development is education and training. It has been considered the most important single factor in achieving rapid economic development. Today's production method have changed. Skill development has become a big issue with regard to unemployment. There is a demand for skilled labor. A skilled labor is one who possesses proper training and education to work in a particular field. Education and training increase productivity of the worker. It helps to improve employees' knowledge and skill, which in turn increase the quality and quantity of production. Training gives employees greater confidence. Trained employees need less supervision. Properly trained employees are more confident about what to do and how to do. The emphasis is on learning new skills rather than performing the actual job. Skill development can be achieved by giving a specialized training to labor force. And for that purpose, a skilled labor gets regular employment and understand new technologies at work and acquires capability for competing with the labor force of the other developed countries. Even the government took many steps to give training to develop skills. The Central Board of Workers' Education was formed in 1958 and it is doing a very commendable work in creating desirable understanding and enthusiasm among the workers for the success of industrial growth. Students, education has great significance in the matter of development of human resource. Education is one of the main factors of economic and social development. The objective of education is to make use of human resource of all regions of the country and to expand the mental horizon of the people and to develop human personality. For that purpose, the National Policy on Education in 1986 formed, which provides free and compulsory education up to 5th standard. Also, several other schemes were launched by the central government for strengthening education. As you know that the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002 led to insertion of Article 21A in Part 1 of the Constitution that make free and compulsory education for all children between 6 and 14 years of age, which is a fundamental right. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009 to provide for free and compulsory education for all children of the age 6 to 14 years was published in the Gazette of India on 27th August 2009. And even the 12th plan approach paper focus on teachers training and evaluation and measures to enforce accountability. These are some of the techniques or act developed by our government for proper functioning of education system in our country. After that, we have to say about elementary and secondary education, which is a part of education. That is our main topic, that is the role of education in human resource development. As you know that elementary means basic or primary, that is up to age of 14th or up to age of class of 8th or 5th. Actually, the government has initiated many schemes for elementary and secondary education. Sorry, in which Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, that is right to education, was enacted, which focus free education for all children between the age of 6 and 14 years and has been made a fundamental right. It mandates that every child has a right to elementary education of satisfactory and equitable quality in a formal school which satisfies certain essential norms and standards. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is the main vehicle for providing elementary education to all children. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan addresses the need of 209 million children in the age group of 6 to 14 years, and it covers 9.72 lakh existing primary and upper primary level and 36.95 lakh teachers. Our second elementary approach was the national program. Remember, National Program for Education of Girls at Elementary Level is an important component of SSA, that is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. It provides additional support by way of girl-child friendly school, stationery, uniforms, etc. for girls' education in educationally backward blocks. Sorry. Now, another part of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is implementation in partnership with the states to address the needs of children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. Even the centrally sponsored midday meal scheme was revised and universalized at schools in primary level with effect from September 2004 to make a provision for providing cooked meals to children studying in government-aided and local body schools. Even Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya scheme was launched in 2004 to set up 750 residential schools at elementary level for girls belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, other backward castes and other minorities. Even after adopting several schemes for improvement in education, now every student has a question that what we got, what was the result of adopting such a large schemes for developing education. Then students, let me tell you that by enacting several schemes for the development of education or for the higher level of education, literacy rates in India have risen sharply from 18.3% in 1951 to 74.04% in 2011. This is one of the biggest achievement of education. Nevertheless, India continues to lag behind several other developing countries in the region such as China, which has 86% of education, and Sri Lanka, which is far better than us, that is 92%. The National Literacy Mission was launched in May 5th, 1988 as a technology mission to improve education. Even National Literacy Mission has accorded priority for the promotion of female literacy. According to 2001 census, 47 districts in the country have female literacy rate below 30%. Most of these districts are concentrated in Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, and Odisha. Special innovative projects have been made to raise the level of female literacy in these areas. Now, after elementary, we have to also discuss about secondary education. Secondary education prepares students in the age group of 14 to 18 years for entry into higher education and employment. As you know that the number of secondary and senior secondary schools increased from 1,07,140 in 1997 to 1,45,899 in 2003-04, with a total students enrollment of 35.01 million, which is a great achievement of our government. Sorry. Now, after this, we have to discuss about the examination reform, which is a part of education, in our next video. Also, I am going to give one question, that is, you can write it down. Discuss the role of education in human resource development. Also, you can write another question. What was the component of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan? Or what were the components of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan? This is better. Write it down, try it at home. Have any problem? Then consult with my WhatsApp number as I have already given in my previous video. Thank you.